or late afternoon anyway.
I say good morning all day long because when it's morning here, I say good morning to people here, and when it's morning by you, I
Yeah,
say good morning to
yeah,
you.
Boker Tov, huh?
Always is.
Yeah, Kimmer will be there in a minute. She was in the shower, so she's getting ready to get over here.
Thank you very much, and I hope that we'll have some other people here as well. So yeah, so you as well as a few dozen other people over there are on my advisory board. And currently, my executive board is made up of some seven people, and they're the people that officially are supposed to be at these quarterly meetings. If they don't show up, then we have what's called an informal action, which is okay. I mean,
Right, because you don't have a quorum.
it sounds like you know a little bit about nonprofits and boards of any kind.
Well, you remember I was on two other boards. I
So,
was on Lori's, which being the senior person, I understand all that, and then of course Brian. I'm the one who taught Brian how a board meeting is supposed to work.
yeah, so there's how a board works and how a board is supposed to work, and
Yep.
if there I'm also a member of the Likud Central Committee, so I know a little bit of thing about politics. So if there's stuff that people care about,
Right.
if there's stuff that people care about, then you have to go according to the rules. If nobody really
There you
cares, then
go.
you just do something. Everything's okay.
You got to do what you got to do.
Here comes Usario de Zoom. I bet you that is
I mean,
Armando.
you hate it when you don't have a quorum because then you don't get nothing done. Well, you do, but you don't. You know what I'm saying?
I get what's done. Okay, it's 1 minute to 6. We'll give another minute or two. Hopefully, some people will come up. A lot of people saw my message. Please come in. So
Looks like I see another person on here.
this is Armando. Shalom, Armando. Armando lives in Panama.
Hi, shalom,
Panama.
shalom.
And this is Douglas Steckbeck. He lives in the Panama of the United States in Florida.
Oh, really? Wow.
I used to
Interesting.
live in Panama for many years. My father was in the army back in the days when I was down there at Fort Clayton. So I used to live there for quite a while.
My
I went to high
my
school in
mother,
Balboa.
my mother, she was a cook in the at the dining facility in Fort Clayton. So
Oh,
I know the
wow.
place very
There
well.
you go. Well, it's no longer there, of course,
No, of course not. Yeah.
but I used to
Gidon,
go to high
actually
school in
Gidon,
Balboa.
Gidon and I were in Fort Clayton last year. Remember Gidon?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
yeah. It used to be an army base, and then there were people who were living there. Yeah, I think I saw. I think so. Tov, thank you, my three friends who have shown up. As I told Doug, we'll wait another minute to maybe have some more people showing up, but I doubt that's going to happen. I don't know. Sometimes I have these gut feelings, and they actually work. Armando, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thank God.
I see that you don't feel like talking a lot. All right.
No, no, no. I'm just trying to unmute myself. I'm doing great. Thank God.
How's your company doing? Your company, the company that you work for.
We're trying to do so many things at the same time. It's awesome. Yeah,
Okay, that's very good. I'm still waiting to get back in touch.
yeah. Yes. I promise you that today I will not leave the office until I talk to Miro. I will speak with him. It's a promise.
When was I down there? It was just before Pesach, I think. I don't remember. Here come
No, before Shavuot.
It was before Shavuot, so
Before
a little bit
Shavuot.
after Pesach. So it was
Yes,
close to it was after
Shavuot.
my
I think.
after Shavuot. Does that mean more
And
barely a half a
no,
year ago, or I think it was a year and a half ago?
it was May, so it should be a couple of days before Shavuot. So yes, almost a year and a half.
All
Yes.
right, so it's been a long time.
Time flies. Time flies.
Here comes Russ Smith, another good friend who when something's on the calendar he shows up.
Uh-huh.
Sammy.
Oh, oh.
Oh, here's another good for 1 second. I want to check something over here. Russ, say hello when you're in.
Jennifer called. I'll call you.
Hello.
Oh,
1 second.
yeah, who is this?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, what was that? Okay. All right. So it is 6:02 on my clock. I do not see any members of the executive board, but we're going to have this meeting anyway because it's recorded, and the executive board members will be able to review it and vote on anything that needs to be voted on. So I will go through this meeting as if they're here. 1 second. Okay. So those of you who are new here, I do believe that's just the Stack Becks. Everybody else has already been in a quarterly report. So I've been doing these quarterly reports for a number of months, maybe even a number of years. Yeah, definitely for a number of years. And basically what I do is I circulate the minutes, or let's call them the draft of the minutes. Very few changes happen then. Until then, but so we'll read through it as called to order as per Article 6 in our bylaws. Any action that needs to be taken can be done as an informal action. Seder. So the board of directors of this corporation affirm their consent in writing with respect to the resolutions. And that affirming their consent in writing will happen at the bottom. It's basically they're signing this document. This is the third quarter 2025 minutes of our board meeting. This document was prepared by the CEO, that's me, and circulated amongst all directors, and in some cases discussed in detail via Zoom. That's this case. That Zoom meeting was recorded, and we're being recorded now, is available as a copy of this document on the board at RootSource/board meetings. It's not available as we speak, but it will be available hopefully within the next few days, since we have all sort of holidays coming up. It might take a week or two to get up there, but usually I ask my assistant to put it up, and she puts it up within a half an hour. This Zoom meeting was held on Monday, September 29th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Israel time and 10 a.m. Texas time. So the following board members were present with the list of resolutions. They were presented with this list of resolutions and were present at the Zoom meeting. Nobody. So we're going to have to move these people all to the... they were not board members. I see that. Armando, you are a board member. So we're going to move you over to present. And we have to update the website because you're not listed there as a board member. So I will change that. Following guests were presented. Russ, Dawn is not here. David is here. Charlie Elkins is not here, or at least not yet. He was there a couple of times. Okay. Russ, David, and Doug, and oh, that's not fair. I'm trying to make a presentation. Doug Steckbeck and
Kimra.
Kimra, of course. Kimra, thank you. Steckbeck. And Leah didn't make it today. The following board members were not present. That's Elisheva, my daughter, Al, Dave. Dave, you know, he is going for his doctorate at Liberty University. He basically works 24 hours a day. That guy does not sleep. Elon, I actually saw at the ceremony, the first annual... I posted about this on Facebook. If anybody saw the first annual memorial ceremony for Rabbi Yehuda Alkalai, who was Theodore Herzl's grandfather's rabbi, and this Rabbi Alkalai basically came up with a lot of the ideas that Herzl got credit for. The Zionist movement, bringing back Hebrew, a national bank, all sorts of fun stuff like that. So I was at this ceremony on the Mount of Olives, and all of a sudden I saw Elon there also. But I saw him there, and I'm not seeing him here. Okay, and Shelley also is not available. A quorum is required. Since 3 board or more are not present, this activity is considered an informal action. If there had been such a quorum, this would have been a formal meeting. And this is, and since we, and so we've got one person, so I'm going to delete this. Some of you might remember that I used to type this in, but now I just have to delete it. Everything's good. Okay, our agenda. Review of our expenses to date. Review of our balances. Review of report of activities. Not of 2025, but of Q3. We're now at the end of Q3, right? And the Holocaust Autobiographies Project. I'm going to call this We Must Not Forget. Holocaust Autobiography. The board shall review this. Okay, we have to correct this also. The Q1. Just 1 second, I think. Q1 actual. What is this? 1 second. Strange. This is Q1. I'm just doing them all in one thing now. Yeah, this is okay. So this is the Q, and this, of course. Okay, I'm a little bit confused. It says here 2024, but it's really 2025. I fixed that. I just didn't correct it here. Apologies. January, May is Q1. June, August, Q2. September, January, February, March, April, May. January, February, March, April, May is 5 months. June, July, August. September, October, November, December. So this is a mess. I apologize, but hopefully it will be able to figure it out. So this is the actual expenses. This is not important, and these are the balances. The first thing that if anybody has any questions, please speak up. So again, this is Q1. I think it's Q1. Expenses Q1, 2, 3, 4 tab, right? Expenses Q1, 2, 3, 4 tab. Yes, okay. So, in September through December, or actually September, October, November, we'll call it. That's 3 months. Our ordinary. This is a total mess. 1 second. I totally apologize. See, I got confused over here. And I had this expenses number and this expenses, and I think I just wrote them both in this. I mixed up what I was writing. My salary plus Social Security plus all that is $7,000 a month, and so that is why our expected for September, I'm going to do this all by heart, is $21,000. But let's see if this says the same thing here. Yes, this says the same thing. This is all. I really don't know why this is such a mess. I am quite a little bit embarrassed. This is 2024. I can see it's got war grants. And this is 1, 2, 3. Now it's 1, 2, 3. I will try to fix this tomorrow or tonight. 1 second. Because of the holidays, I didn't get much of a chance to really review this. What a mess. So the CPA for Tax Press is January through March. Major regular for July through September. Second is this. can't see where that's supposed to be. Anyway, so yes, so my salary is 21,000 for 3 months. My virtual assistance is about $2,000 a month, a little bit less. My new bookkeeper, my Bina Kaplan, she stopped taking money at $1,600 a quarter. Now, Eli Klotman is my new guy. He's taking a little bit more than half of that. And we have various small regular activities. A major irregular expense this quarter, July through September, was my CPA, my new CPA, who did for our Israeli company. That's what it cost, $2,000. So altogether, our expenses are $10,000 a quarter. That's even though I'm just going to take a peek. Maybe I'll be able to understand something over here. I think that Jordana added stuff. This is 2024. Apologies. Okay. I am going to hopefully clean that up, and I will share that with you once it's cleaned up. The bottom line is that our expenses are about $10,000 a month. The expenses and income are not audited, and boy, oh boy, were they not audited this month. But okay, so can I move on to the balances? Right now in our Mizrahi bank, we have about $5,700 in shekels. We don't have any dollars there right now. In PayPal Israel, as of September 19th, about a week and a half ago, we had $500. We now have moved that over into Mizrahi, but it's just from one pocket to another. Payoneer about $200. Give Butter. I'll for the sake of the people who might not be familiar with it, PayPal Israel is where we get some payments from legacy members of Root Source from years and years and years ago. They're still making payments. Thank you very much. But it's down to about $100, $200 a month. Payoneer is when we make a sale on Amazon. That is where Amazon sends us that money. Our average, I would guess, is a little less than $50, $100 a month or something like that. Give Butter is where we get our donations, I take money out of there when I need it. So at this point, there's $3,000 or so in there, but that will be taken out soon, believe me. Mercury is our actual bank account, so there we have about $6,000. Okay. We are going to pay over the next 30 days about $3,500, which will be our regular expenses less Gidon's salary. It will include Gidon's Social Security and taxes and all the stuff that he needs to pay. Who's there? Me. Who are you? I'm in the middle of a meeting. I'm sorry. Okay. $3,000 is our regular monthly expenses, less Gidon's salary, plus $2,000, which I just recently paid since September 19th for our Israeli accountant annual fee. It was paid the next day. So, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I have, with what we're supposed to pay per month at $10,000 a month, we're barely going to make it a month and a half. So I have decided at this point not to waive my salary, but to deflect my salary. David, I spoke to you earlier today. What was the term that you used? Deficit spending or something like that?
Yeah, you're employing deficit spending.
So if anybody understands what that means, I'm not paying myself my salary. I'm putting it into the company owners owed money, with the hope that we will be able to raise money over the next month or 2 or 3. That is the only way we will be able to pay the people who are not willing to defer their payments for more than just a month. So that is the situation at Root Source. Before we started our nonprofit organization, something like about 6 years ago, we were also around that situation. At that point, we were able to get a nice gift from a foundation, from the Sarvades Nathaniel Foundation, and since then they have been making nice grants to Root Source for the past 5 years. But this last year they had a very difficult year. Their foundation grants come from their a stock, and their stock went down about 50%. So they are not giving the donations as much as they had. So we are a small organization, so we switched on a dime, and we are now working on the We Must Not Forget Holocaust autobiographies project, which we will probably explain to most of you people, but I will explain it again as soon as we can finish these next items. So we reviewed the snapshot balances, and now we're up to our report of our last quarter's activities. We've done conversations and media appearances with Dr. Booker, Dr. Latta, Jason Kaplan, Paul Calvert. We've done more networking. We continue to send out our weekly newsletter every week. Rabbi Dermer interviewing and publishing this 94-year-old Holocaust survivor's autobiography. And I'm happy to say that today is Monday. Yesterday, I picked up the final author's copy. This is the book. This is a book that includes a foreword by Ron Dermer, Israel Minister of Strategic Affairs. I assume that most of you, if not all of you, have heard that name, Ron Dermer. He happens to be Rabbi Eliyahu Dermer's great nephew, or something like that. So he was kind enough to volunteer to provide an introduction, which a forward, which he did. Hopefully, again, tomorrow is the day before Yom Kippur, and then afterwards, as you know, comes Sukkot. So I'm not going to get much done in the next 2 weeks, but hopefully soon I will upload this book to Amazon. It is now available on the Israeli Amazon, which is called BookPod. Hold on 1 second. Effie Mark needs to talk to me. No, he doesn't. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we will do an online launch of this book, and I will present it. I've already presented it to Rabbi Dermer, but I will present it also to Minister Dermer. He, of course, deserves a copy of that. Yad Sarah meetings. We're looking forward to collaborating with We Must Not Forget with Yad Sarah, which is an organization that deals with elderly people, amongst other things, and they help elderly people publish. They basically just print their stories, not necessarily Holocaust survivors, but hopefully we're going to be able to find a lot of Holocaust survivors through Yad Sarah, and we will be able to translate them. I mentioned local print-on-demand production. We are working on uploading all of Root Sources Press's books there, so that I will be able to print them here in Israel and pick them up a day or two later, for free, as opposed to doing them in Amazon and having to mail them to Israel, which takes about a month and costs an arm and a leg. So it's an amazing resource that I'm happy to have. Over the past quarter, we met with the Armando. Did I tell you that we met with the ambassador of Panama to Israel?
Yes, but I didn't know that you were talking about the We Must Not Forget project. I didn't know that.
He recommended that I reach out to the Israeli National Library, and I had a meeting with them as well. We participated in the annual Bible conference. We are having many meetings with potential We Must Not Forget partners to discover stories to publish and sponsors. And with another connection, we participated and actually was a leading partner in the Charlie Kirk Memorial Prayer on the Temple Mount. I'm not going to click through over there, but you all guys can click through over there. And I appeared in a few online newspapers, my front and sometimes my back. As far as We Must Not Forget, Root Sources initiated this important project to discover and publish 100 Holocaust survivors' memoirs for the first time in English. This will save their lives stories and be critical in the fight against Holocaust denial. We expect this project will bring thousands of Christians into the circles of Jewish-Christian engagement. 1 second, let me put a dash there. And Holocaust activism, who otherwise would not do that at all. So We Must Not Forget is pre-release. When I wrote this, it was much more in pre-release. And here is the page. I encourage you all to go to this page. Here's a nice AI video. I think it's a minute long, maybe 2 minutes long. Here is a more expanded description of the program. And the program calls for churches, middle and high schools, synagogues, organizations, individuals, prayer circles, and any other group that wants to adopt a Holocaust survivor and partner with the Root Source to sponsor the publication of his or her life story. The $7,000 budget for each book includes interviews, photography, translation, editing, formatting, and project management. The sponsorship can be paid out over 3 years. This means, for example, that 10 people can each create a $20 a month recurring donation, and the group would then reserve the adoption of their Holocaust survivor, or a single individual for just $200 a month. Again, if an individual has $7,000 available, and they say here's that obviously is preferable, then the book, their book would say We Must Not Forget, Root Source Press. Can you see that? And in the middle, it would have their name or their organization's name. That is the plan. And already I've been in touch with Mitch Harrison Friends. He's already made a donation. The Aliyah Return Center. This was the first book that we published. This is My Family. We're hopefully going to publish his book soon. Rachel Amidei and Friends. George the Lawyer. I'm going to have to change that. Ryan Lambert was interested. And that is all that I have now. I hope... 1 second, let me take a peek at this. It should open in a different thing, but it doesn't. I'm going to reach out to y'all who have already made some donations. That would be Sloan Lucky and this non-church affiliate. I believe that's Al. And I think that this In Memory of the Righteous is also Al. 10 from the Nations, I think Russ is leading this. And that's about it. I think that Dave also started something over here. I'm going to create a new campaign, and you'll be hopefully raising and donating through that campaign, because this campaign is much too big for it to feel like we're actually going to reach something at the rate that we're going. But 1 second, a smaller campaign, let's see which campaign has already, this campaign of course is already complete, and none of these I don't remember if any of these campaigns these are the ones that are created, but we're going to create more. Okay. So that is as far as the We Must Not Forget campaign as it is for now. I encourage you all to look at it. I hope that we're going to get 100 campaigns listed over here, that people will be able to find the campaign that they want to give to, and that is the way that we are going to complete those campaigns. Any questions about that? Okay. Well, so, 1 second. As introduced in the Q1 board meeting, the We Must Not Forget project, formerly titled, tentatively titled the 100 Biographies Project, is being pursued. We are pursuing sources and funding for funding and partners for identifying potential survivors and their stories. We hope to prime the pump with team leaders who will donate or solicit $7,000 for their Holocaust survivors book, as we saw the website. Hold on 1 second, this guy needs me. Yes, Effie. Ken. עוד 5 דקות, בסדר? That's my nephew building, or my great nephew, I don't know, my nephew building my sukkah for me. Okay, any other comments or questions, my friends? You guys are just, either I'm doing a good job or you guys are busy with other stuff.
Oh, well, I have a brief question. This is not related with the We Must Not Forget project. However, this is something that I have on my mind.
Yes, Armando.
What about the Light Up the Church project? What about this
Thank
project?
you for mentioning that. We are working through on that Light Up the Church. It is mostly being run by my assistant, Joanna. But hopefully we are going to have that this month as well. That is going to be next month, or a month and a week, on November 9th. I encourage you all to check out lightupthechurch.org to see about that and participate in it if you can.
I'm asking because I need a letter from you. This letter will be forwarded to the president of the ICJ director here in Panama, and she wants a letter from you so that we can involve more churches in that project.
Excellent. That sounds somewhat memorable. If you've already asked me for that and I didn't follow through, my apologies. If you haven't already asked me about that, or if you have, please send that to me by email and I'll try to get to that by tomorrow. Thank you.
Will do.
Okay, any other questions or comments, my friends?
Go ahead.
I have a question,
Yes,
John.
yes, Kimra.
How many Holocaust survivors have you solicited? Or that's a bad word. I'm sorry.
No, how many stories have I already found?
Yes.
So
Enlisted
I'm
part.
working through. This is called Airtable. It's like Excel. I'm working to find Holocaust survivors through Israeli Holocaust museums. I'm also trying to find more Holocaust people from story sources, which are, second, come on, there we are. Zikaron Basalon, these are, I'm not going to start explaining it now. Cafe Europa, regional councils, Petach Tikva, museums, which I've already mentioned. But already today, we have resources for approximately 15 survivors. We have a few more over. No, we have a few more. It's a little bit of a mess. I'm not going to, let's see if I can click through over here. 1 second. Yeah, so it goes up to 24. Here we have 24. Then I have a whole bunch of other placeholders and Tova Feldman. So that means 25 we already, or in principle, have.
Gidon, are you familiar with Susan Hagee?
Susan Hagee.
Hagee.
Yes. I heard Hagee.
Well, she
I
would
was
be a
thinking
good
of
one to
Pastor
contact
Hagee.
because she's
Susan
works
Hagee,
directly with them.
absolutely. Susan Hagee is a friend of mine. She is based up in Haifa, and I'm definitely going to reach
Yep.
out to her as well. Thank you for mentioning that. I'm going to send myself a reminder for that. 1 second. Slow computer today. I did click compose. Yeah. There she is. Susan Hagee. That's not what I meant to write. Yes, I will reach out to her and see if I can find some more stories through her. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? Okay.
I have another question.
Yes, thank you, Kimmer, for being bold.
Well, sometimes I'm a little too bold. I have to. Anyway, I was, just had a kind of a little brainstorm here. To have sponsorship parties, invite people over. Maybe you could do a clip or a Zoom or something, and we could present this and try to get people signed up that way. Have you considered that, or is that something that had crossed your mind?
That specifically less so, because I was thinking more along the lines of encouraging people to pull out their Rolodex and say, okay, find people who you think could give $10 a month and just ask them, please give $10 a month, and just explain it to them in a minute. But parties are really a great way of doing that, and I will consider suggesting that to story adopter leaders. Team leaders is one of the ways that they're called, often called ambassadors. So I'm going to write that also. Team leader hosted parties. Is that a good way? Not patties, parties. Is that a good way to formulate what you were suggesting?
You could put events, team leader hosted events, like, having an event,
Yeah,
gathering people on
we
your
call
list.
those in Hebrew parlor meetings. But I will formulate something and share it with you, and then share it with people once they decide to sign up. Okay, and I hope that all of you, and again, David and Russ, am I missing somebody here? Let me see if there's somebody who's not here. 1 second. Something's not happening to me. Let me try this. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it looks like somebody might have left. David and Russ have already committed to be team leaders. Again, I need to create a new campaign for them. I hope that Armando and Doug and Kimmer, even though I think that Doug and Kimmer are already also committed, but I just didn't create something for them yet. So I will be in touch with all of you. Thank you very much for that. Let me 1 second get back to our page. Not that page, this page. Yes. Thereas there were no further business, therefore resolved, all the items and documents that have been examined by all directors and are approved and adopted, and that all actions taken thus far have been ratified and approved by the directors of the corporation. There being no further business, the meeting was adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This meeting will be is being recorded and will be uploaded as we discussed in the beginning. Toda rabah, everybody. Pray for me.
Well, bye.
Have a good fast.
Thank you. Shalom, shalom.
Meaningful fast.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.